Alright, so this is my first time doing this shit, so it's taking taking a lot out of me. It's not something I'm used to doing, but I got a little confession to make. I haven't been everything that I was created to be, and you know, it causes me to be a walking contradiction and to be confusing to a lot of people. But that's okay with me. To myself, I don't feel as though I'm a walking contradiction, but to others, they may feel like that, and that's completely cool. That's just what it is. You know, anybody who knows me personally, they know that I'm a pastor's kid, preacher's kid, from a line of long generational pastors. So this goes far back. So this is a part of my genetic makeup. And due to that, I'm obligated to share my faith and my belief in God, and you know, how I get through life every day. You know, some people gonna say, first he was dead, now he's this, then he's that, and that's cool. I'm all that. So that's just what it is, and I'm not afraid to be that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever y'all say I am, that's your opinion, and you got an opinion, that's cool. But anything I say in this video, don't just take my word for it. Research it, read it yourself. People are destroyed for lack of knowledge. All right, and it's your fault. It's nobody else's fault. It's nobody else's fault but your own. And you make the choices that you make that make you end up doing those things that you do. If that made any sense. But anyway, it's my first time doing this, so bear with me. Y'all got a couple notes and stuff I got written down, so I gotta make sure I stick to that. Oh yeah, for the sake of weak minds and soft ears, I'll keep my language as clean as possible. Like I said, I know I'm a walking contradiction in the eyes of some people, but once again, that's okay. I know who I serve, and I'll leave it at that. We're in a time where it's two different spirits in the world, and that's the spirit of fear and the spirit of distraction. All right, and what I mean by the spirit of distraction is heavy social media usage, TikTok, all the other stuff. I don't get on this stuff like that, so it really don't do nothing to me, but I understand this is what everybody is in. This is what everybody's into, and that's just how it is. It's a heavy spirit on everybody right now, and it's hard to really get out of it. And then the fear spirit is coming from all this COVID stuff, and you know, fires everywhere, floods everywhere, all this stuff like that. But this is just a part of the last days, if that's what you call it. But yeah, so let me read off some of this stuff I wrote down, because this is it's all new to me, but I'm doing it anyway because it's what I gotta do. This is gonna be a little bit of bouncing around, but I'm gonna try to give y'all what I do that keeps me at peace in confusing times. So it was revealed to me that you know, Satan or evil, whatever you call evil, or you know what I'm talking about, his only trick is to give you no rest. All right, that's his only real trick, is to give you no rest. If he gives you no rest, you can't fight back. You have no power to fight back. So he keeps you busy. That's his main thing, to keep you busy. Whether this is talking about the spiritual Satan or the physical people who walk in the spirit of evil consistently. I'm not talking about no boogeyman in a red suit or nothing like that. That's all. We over that. But like I said, if you have no rest, you have no strength to fight back, and that's why he's so consistent. And when you don't have rest, you're confused and you're not all there. So therefore, you gotta keep your rest. And this is a rest that God has commanded every person, especially believers. Well, I'm really talking to believers right now. I really don't, if you, hopefully, if you're a non-believer, you probably believe something by now. Yeah. So, resting in the Lord is resisting in faith. All right, that's what resting in the Lord is. When the Bible says rest in the Lord, that means you're resisting the devil in faith. All right, in faith. So we got a couple scriptures I'm gonna run through for people who are knowledgeable in the Bible areas. Everybody know I read everything, so we can go anywhere y'all want to. But for right now, we gonna stay right here, and we gonna keep it locked. So I'm gonna read. I think it's Hebrews 4:10. I'm old school. I like the book, so I can't. That's just how I am. All right, so it says, Hebrews 4:10 says, "For he that is entered into his rest has also ceased from his own works, as God did from his in the beginning of creation." So with that being said, that's just saying, God is not hyped up or scared about anything. You feel me? He is constantly resting. He doesn't have any fears. And the thing is, if you are becoming, or you're trying to become one with God, you have to enter into that rest, or you will not become one with God. It's impossible. If you don't have his rest, you don't have God. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say like completely like that, but if you want that peace in your life, you're going to have to rest in him. Because that peace surpasses all understanding, all knowledge, all pain, anything that happens in the world that goes past that. It's not really explainable, but when you've been through enough in life, and you you've seen what God can do, and you tried him, you're good. You understand this. But it's other scriptures I just want to get with y'all, because I don't want to just get too much of my opinions. I want to give y'all the word, so y'all know where to go to. Psalm 127:1 says, "Except if the Lord builds the house, your labor is in vain if you're the one that built it." So if God is not the one that has structured something that you created, you're doing it in vain. Because if you do it yourself, it's relying on yourself to keep that going. If you do it in God, you're relying on him to keep it going. All right? And it says, "Except the Lord keep the city, except if the Lord keeps the city, the watchman that is awake, he's doing it in vain." All right, so he's up watching everything, but his trust is not in God, so he don't handle. All he got is the protection of himself. All you got is 10 fingers. That's it. So it continues and says, "It is vain for you to rise up early, or to sit up late, or to eat food in sorrow, for so he gives his loved ones sleep." All right, so it's in vain for you to be up all night, binge eating and doing all this stuff that you know is not going to really help you at all. You got to enter into his rest. You got to go into his rest. You're not going to get no peace nowhere else. There's the only place you're going to get it is in him. That's it, period. All right, so we're going to continue to go down. I'm going to keep giving you all these scriptures so you understand. Like, I don't really want to give y'all too many opinions. Because then they go, "Oh, yeah, he twisting this up and doing all that." No, we're not going to do that. So we're going to keep it right. We're going to keep it locked right here. Bear with me. I'm trying to make sure I got all this stuff. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, so this is another thing about how Satan is, like, the one thing he tries to do is to keep you busy and keep you distracted, and like I said, give you no rest. If you got no rest, you can't fight. There's no way you can fight at all if you got no rest. But it says, in Psalms 4, verse 4 and verse 8. So verse 4 says, stand in awe and sin not. Commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still. All right. And verse 8 said, I will both lay me down to sleep in peace, for you, Lord, only make me to dwell in safety. So this is understanding, like, you can have as many weapons in the house, whatever you got, whatever type of protection you think. Like, the only thing that can happen is you can send a shot and hope it hits its target. That's it. After you send a shot, it's not up to you. It's out of your hands. Once you send a shot, it's no longer up to you. You gotta understand that. You don't carry the bullet, or you don't carry the arrow. You don't carry anything. All you do is release it. So that's for anybody who fears anything. Like, you put your trust in God. You have no reason to fear anything, and I mean anything. And I say that with confidence. So in Isaiah, it also says, Isaiah 30 and 15, it says, for thus saith the Lord God, the Holy One of Israel, in returning and rest you shall be saved. Once again, it says, in returning to God and resting in him, you shall be saved. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength. But you wish not. So this is saying that people are still not wanting to enter into that rest and that peace that God gives. And that peace is a covenant between God and man. If you enter into that, then I'm not saying nothing's going to happen. I'm saying that you're going to have peace when it is happening. And that's what matters. You can't avoid trials in life. That's not how it works. You can't avoid it. You can only accept what comes and go along with it. Then in John, it says, John 16:33, it says, these things have I spoken unto you, that in me you might have peace. All right. In the world you shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. And this is Jesus talking to the disciples. All right. So he's saying, if you're entering into the rest that I have, the rest that comes from the Father, that it can't come from nowhere else. If you enter into that rest, you will have peace in tribulation. Peace and tribulation. That's what you want. That's what we're all here. Like, that's the only thing that can keep any of us happy in this life. Because you're constantly going to go through something. You're never going to get around it. And you know, I try to tell people, like, I'm gonna hop off the scripture, but I give a few scriptures so y'all understand, like, how how when David was saying, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. Understand, the key word is the valley of shadows. Well, the key word is shadow. All right, shadows are not the real thing. Shadows always appear to be bigger than the actual object. So you're gonna walk through problems in life that are very, very small, but to you they're huge. All right, so you gotta understand, like, a lot of problems that you're tripping about, it's probably a very small situation, but you're magnifying it. You know, that's what our minds do, because we have a hard time really trusting in God. You know, and once again, this for the believers, bro. I don't care about anything outside of believers. I'm not talking to y'all. Hopefully, if you are a non-believer, you will believe based on the stuff I'm saying right now. But like I said, don't take my word for it. Go research it yourself. And you know, the Bible also says, resist the devil and he will flee. Okay, so when we're talking about resisting is not running. First off, matter of fact, the definition of resisting is, let me check. It means to withstand or to be proof against. All right. So resisting ain't running. That's not running nowhere. All right. And if it says resist the devil and he will flee from you, it's obvious that he's chasing you. This is the reason you have no rest and you have no peace. He's chasing you at every corner. And until you enter into God's rest and you find out on yourself what God's rest is, You go search, do your research, and find out what his rest is. Anybody knows if you're a fighter, when you're a boxer, you don't run. You stay on your pivot, you lane, dip, do everything you can to not get hit, but you don't have to run. All you got to do is resist getting hit. That's it. And that's all you got to do is to resist the hits and attacks from the devil, from evil people, not the red man, not the dude in the suit. Yeah, so it's like, you know, I'm just trying to give y'all this game because, you know, it's heavy spiritual warfare going on, and you know, I feel like I'm obligated to, you know, share this stuff with y'all, like, because, you know, people try to ask me how you know, how is it that I got this peace? Like, I'll be going through stuff, or even if, you know, I don't have like I don't have everything in line or everything in order, or, you know, things of that nature, but for some reason I'm still happy. You feel me? Like, and that's what it comes is entering into the rest that God gives. And but yeah, I just thought I'd share that. It's gonna be more of this coming, so, you know, bear with me. And I'm gonna be going into all the books. So yeah, anybody who knows me, they know I'm heavy into this scripture, heavy. So I'm coming from, if you Muslim, you already know. If you Hebrew, you already know. If you're a Christian, you already know. I read too much. I know what's going on. And like I said, I'm willing to be that walking contradiction. Okay, I'm doing it. I'm willing to be that contradiction for y'all, because I know ain't nobody going to church. I'm saying it'll like nobody is this generation, my generation, that's over with. It's too much jumping and jigging and all the extra stuff. And, you know, and those who are Muslim, like, it's some people feel like they're not learning enough. You know, they're being taught how to pray, but they're not really learning, you know, how to have their own personal connection with God. And, you know, that's you know, that's nobody's fault. It's just somebody got to step up and do it. But and for now, we're gonna keep it locked. We're gonna keep it locked on this Bible, and I'm gonna give y'all everything I know, everything that keeps me at peace. But peace be upon you. God bless. I'm out.